see. It started with you and me, yeah. It's relationship talks, relationship talks with Erica Janelle, with Erica Janelle. It's relationship talk, relationship talk with Erica Janelle, with Erica Janelle.
I think that we are more absorbed now with how people look versus how they actually are. And I think the reason that we are like that is not just because of the fact that we desire it. I think we're like that because we don't really know what we want. So what we're doing is we're following what someone else tells us.
The trends. Okay.
What's trendy. So what's trendy? Light-skinned girls.
Or
red bone.
BBLs.
Or BBLs. What's trendy? Chocolate girls. BBLs or big breasts. So we follow a trend of what people are telling us we should be desiring. Even down to the way we dress. We dress differently than we used to dress in the 90s and the early 2000s because
and things evolve.
Yeah. But I feel like we were more authentic in our style of dress because we actually wore what we liked rather than what a magazine or
what was expensive
or a ad told us we should like. We a lot of times you will see Jordan selling out, and I could ask a young dude that's in his early 20s one stat about Michael Jordan and he wouldn't know. We wore Jordans because we actually liked the player.
Loved Michael Jordan, yeah.
We loved the player, so it wasn't just I like the sneakers. I like who
we liked who he was. So, like we wore FUBU.
Exactly.
We wore
all of the things.
Those things.
Those things were authentic. This generation, unfortunately, has very little understanding of who they are. Very little understanding of what purpose they serve. Very little understanding of what they actually want. Because they're being sold who they should be, what they should follow, where they should go.
What relationship should look like.
Indeed. So with that being said, you end up with somebody that your girlfriend's told you is the guy that you should probably be.
Oh, he really likes you and he treats you really nice.
Or
so
you end up with the girl that every guy wanted.
Yeah.
And then you get to know who this woman is, or you get to know who this man is. You don't really like them like you thought you would. They ain't really touching them bones that you thought that they would.
Yeah.
They don't really appeal to you. And the reason that they don't appeal to you is because that's not who you were meant to be with. And because you don't know yourself, you are following trends.
Yeah, you're more prone to it. And that's why, again, everything starts with you as an individual, your healing process as an individual, getting to know yourself.
Indeed.
I honestly, and I've said this, and people probably, I had one guy kind of on Stefan Speaks podcast, and I put in the comments about, I don't think anybody should get married in their 20s.
Yes.
And I said, because I think in your 20s is for learning
Finding
yourself.
Yes.
You were just a child.
Right.
And you became a teenager. And you still were under your mother's tutelage and your father's tutelage.
Indeed.
And you need years to really figure out who are you. What do you like?
Yeah.
What do you want?
Exactly.
And I say, and everybody matures differently, but I said it as a blanket statement. But I said that because I don't feel like you give yourself enough time to really know yourself. Now, take it from me, who got married at 18. I'm saying from experience, the person I was at 18, I would have never married the husband I married at 30. Right. But because I did not know who I really was and what I really wanted, that making such a rash decision at that time made me make a decision that was not a decision I would have made had I been at an older age.
With yourself.
So that's why we get into these relationships, and when everybody wants to give me these statistics about divorce this and divorce that, I'm always like, did they marry the right person? Because one, did you get married for the right reasons? Let's be real. Again, stop with all the pretending, stop with the BS. Be real with yourself. Why did you marry that person? Did you marry her because she was the girl that every guy wanted? Right. She was pretty, but in reality, all she really was a handful for you.
Right. if she's not your person, she'll never be able to pour into you correctly.
Right.
And you'll never be able to pour into her correctly. So they'll, even when you first meet each other, connections are powerful. And it'll connect. It's either there or it's
Or it
not.
ain't. Yep.
So if you are just building your relationship predicated on the fact that everybody around her likes you and everybody around you likes her, that won't last because y'all got to deal with each other.
Yeah, when
You
the
have
doors
to
are closed and nobody else is
and
there.
y'all in the bedroom, y'all have to spend the majority of the time with one another. And if you don't like this person,
Right. You're going to be miserable.
you're gonna be miserable. Opposites, I said this, and I'm an abstract thinker, so bear with me because some of the things I'm gonna say might offend. However, it's truths.
It's fine.
Opposites attract, they do not last. What lasts is similarities, and you will never know who's similar to you if you don't know who you are.
Facts. And that is why I go back to self.
Indeed.
I said that statement and that guy got in. He tried to go in on me, and I said, I'm not telling you from what I think. I'm telling you from experience. And I know it's my experience. And there are always caveats to the rule.
Indeed.
But as a rule of thumb, I don't, because he was saying that the reason why marriages are not lasting is because back in the day, people got married really young and they just stayed together. And I said, and they were miserable.
Right.
I said, that was not the solution.
No.
That was just stay comfortable and get complacent and just stick with it.
Right.
Even though you cheating and you got side families and doing all this other crazy stuff and you beating each other up.
Right.
You know, but you together though for 50 years. That's not impressive. Like nobody wants that.
That was more of a survival situation.
And it was in a place where the women didn't typically work, and the man was the breadwinner. So if she was leaving, where's she going?
She had no other options.
Right.
Now I don't think that more options make the situation better. I think knowing yourself. So when people give me those stats, I always go back to that. I said, guess what? We're not doing the same things that Jesus and his disciples were doing back in the Bible days. You evolve, you grow, you develop. You have to be able to evolve and grow and develop with time. And as the times change, the patterns and things and what's needed in relationships change. So I said that to say it's not that it's a bad thing to get married young, but what it is you, until you know yourself. And knowing yourself may be different for one person than it is for you. You could be extremely intuitive and extremely connected to God, and God shows you yourself at 18. You know what? And that's fine. But that's not the typical feedback that you'll get, or the typical results that you'll get. It's not the typical. So what I'm saying is, why not wait until you figure yourself out? You go to therapy, figure out what your traumas are, deal with your stuff, deal with the things that you thought were just a part of your personality but didn't realize were trauma responses. Heal, and then you have a clearer view of what you seek in your partner. Indeed. I think most people aren't willing to go to therapy because they feel like they know who they are. Or
They don't
they're
wanna face
okay.
it.
Right. Or they're okay with who they are. And the reality of the situation is, if you keep having revolving situations that don't seem to work out, if you're constantly revolving work, if you're constantly revolving relationships, romantic and intimate and non-intimate, if you're constantly having revolving doors where one person comes in, another person goes out, it is not the people, it's you. And the reason that you're having these type of situations, again, is going to go right back to the same thing. You are unhealthy and you do not know yourself. Because there is a man out here right now who loves He loves Japanese anime. Loves Japanese anime. There's a woman out here right now who loves it too. And they are supposed to connect.
And I do not. So there is that.
They are supposed to connect and find themselves. The reason that I use biblical scriptures most of the time, because that's where I connect with. That's my connection with God. So he who finds himself a wife finds himself a good thing. We stay with that part. We love that part. We don't finish it.
And obtains.
Favor from God. Meaning, this person that you find will help you upgrade your life. Where you were once here, you'll end up here.
Because what do women do?
multiply.
We multiply. We grow it.
You elevate everything that's given to us.
You give
Whatever
us seed,
we give y'all.
You give us seed, we grow it.
Indeed. And I think that a lot of times what happens, especially with us men, is we learn from broken men. We learn broken things from broken men. We then take those broken things and we try to put that into a relationship with a woman that we were never meant to be with. We dealing with this person because everybody around us told us, yeah, that's probably right for you. She's fine. She's this, she's that. We don't actually get the chance to develop and know ourselves. We just following behind another man and what he did and how he moved and how he operated. And usually those men don't know themselves.
Right. And it's a never-ending cycle.
Never-ending cycle. And then we end up giving her bullshit. So just like you just finished saying about women, y'all multiply things. So if you give a woman bullshit, guess what you gonna end up with, Paul?
A bunch of bullshit. Multiplied. Multiply
Men
bullshit.
set the tone in every dynamic of relationships, intimate and non-intimate. We set the tone. If we set a great tone, because we know who we are, we know what we're looking for, we know where we're going. We set an excellent tone, a woman will come in, she will multiply that tone. Before you know it, you're on cruise control. Your life is excellent, it's going well, even the problems aren't really problems. Not know yourself. Hang around broken men who are connected. Be influenced by other broken men. You will set bullshit because you don't know. The tone you'll set will be bullshit. And she will take that bullshit and multiply it. And before you know it, your life is going like this. You're fixing more than you're actually building.
Oh, that's something to sit with.
And
you're fixing more than you're actually building. And we got to get out of that. That's called survival mode.
Indeed. And what most of us do, most men, we stay in that place. We don't try to change those things. We stay in that 20-year-old mindset. And now we 40. And now we 50. And we've watched the smart men move on, find themselves a good thing, elevate their lives, and they're in good places. You still at the bar, asking who's going to buy the next round of Hennessy. You still trying to figure out why you can't put together a plan in your head to get a 401k. You still trying to pay down on your rent. You're still trying to buy different kinds of cars that don't really have any value after you purchase them. You are building nothing. You are elevating absolutely nothing. And if you bring a woman into that dynamic, she's just going to multiply the bullshit that you have already.
Wow. I mean, and that is deep because I agree. I do believe, and I think that's where men don't understand what it means to be the head and to be the leader. That's not a job that's a joke. Like that's a pretty serious responsibility.
Absolutely.
You're literally guiding your entire family. And that's why I tell people all the time because, I told you about the guy I got into it with. And he's like, women just don't want to submit. And I'm like, men don't even know what they're doing. So you can't ask a woman to submit to somebody who don't even know what their mission is. Submission is to get up under their mission. If I don't know what the mission is, what am I submitting to? What I'm not going to do is submit to a fool.
Absolutely.
And what I'm not going to do is submit to someone that does not even know where we're going.
Abstract thinker, so this is probably going to be another situation that's gonna hit a little different. Bear with me if you can. Submission is something that not only women do, everybody submits.
Everybody submits.
If
Absolutely.
a man is not submitted to God, if he's not serving God, he cannot lead you. Men who are led by themselves are not led by themselves. They're led by something else. And that thing that is leading them, you absolutely don't want.
You don't want that. That's not what you want.
Men lead because we follow God. And we don't follow God when it's easy. We follow God in the hard stuff as well. So a man who is properly following God, there's almost no way that he will not be able to pour into your life in the correct way. it's almost impossible for him not to be able to lead you in the right way. Because even when he thinks he's going in the right direction, God's going to stop him. Say, no.
Don't do that.
This ain't where we going.
Right.
This is where we going.
Right.
So everybody submits.
Right. And it's even in scripture. It says, submit yourselves unto God. That's first. Then it says, wives, submit yourselves unto your husbands.
And that's another part of the Bible that people like to conveniently leave.
Yeah, they love to forget that part.
It's
but
easy
you know
to
what? That's
forget
what I'm
that part.
saying. Like, you can't, again, and we talk about this all the time. It's normal for a woman to follow a man that's a proper leader.
Indeed.
It's natural. It's natural for us to want to get under you. We don't want to have to do everything. I mean, I get it. I know there's this whole agenda of we're just strong and we don't need a man. No, God created a man and a woman for a reason.
Indeed.
He knew that there were things that men are naturally better at than and supposed to carry, and there are things that women are naturally better at and we're supposed to carry.
Indeed.
And I am 100%, yes, I'm an independent woman all day long. I've built a life for me and my family. Did I want it to be by myself? Absolutely not. But I did it. I'm still a leader at the end of the day. I'm still naturally a leader. However, most women want to be led. But they don't want to be led by somebody they can't trust. And if you want a woman to follow you, you have to make her feel safe.
Yes.
And if she does not feel safe, she is not going to follow you.
It's also the reason why most women will pick toxic men. I will say this, and
Oh, you can
and
talk
it's
about
gonna-
it because
it's
I
gonna
agree.
be-
I actually agree with it.
it's gonna be another thing that I'm an abstract thing. It's probably gonna be another thing that offends, but the reality of the situation is the reason that women pick most of the time men who are toxic because they're masculine. A woman does not desire a man who's not masculine, and a lot of times men who are what they would consider good men come across as weak ones. What we don't understand is you still have to build your masculinity. That does not change. You have to be a man who's willing to put everything on the line if things don't appear the way that they need to appear. I'm willing to walk away from a situation that's not healthy for me or for her. And a lot of times, men who aren't masculine, men who are masculine will be kind of toxic in the dynamic where they are okay with walking away. They are assholes to a certain extent. So they're okay with coming across in a negative light rather than allowing someone to offend them or hurt them or put them in a place that they don't want to be in.
Okay. And I agree. And I think, because we have to definitely do this, a whole topic on masculine versus feminine, because I swear to goodness, people are so wrong about what they think masculine and feminine energy is. It's mind-blowing for me. But that's a whole nother episode.
Okay.
But I will say this. I think I agree with it because, and it's not necessarily, it is masculine, but it's toxic masculinity. It's not healthy. Again, healthy individuals create the healthy person.
Yeah.
So when I say toxic masculinity, it's toxic because you're not a healthy person as an individual. That toxic masculinity is I'm going to rule by control.
Right.
Or I'm going to force you to do X, Y, and Z. It's not about...
It's not organic.
It's not organic. It's not... See, when you are really just truly authentically walking in your masculine energy, you don't have to announce that you're the man.
Brand.
A woman just naturally responds and she will serve and she will take care of and nurture that man.
If it's organic, she will walk in her energy as well.
Exactly.
A lot
It's
of times
natural.
when men say, she don't want to listen to me, she don't want to submit, it's not because she doesn't want to. All women want to submit. That is just inherently built in them. Y'all have the capacity for submission. It's a desire for a woman to want to feel feminine. She is a woman. So she wants to feel feminine. How do you come across is usually the situation. And situations and relationships, and I have been in toxic, and I've been a toxic man the majority of my life until God taught me better. I still didn't have a problem with submission. Still didn't have an issue with that because I walked in a masculine area. Toxic as hell, but still masculine.
Toxic masculinity.
Exactly.
But you was masculine though.
She felt safe until she didn't, but she felt safe enough to stay in her feminine nature. Men who ask for submission aren't giving masculinity. The reason that she feels like she doesn't want to submit to you is not because she doesn't want to. It's because you don't provide a feeling of safety that she needs.
Absolutely. It goes hand in hand.
Indeed.
And I've been saying it for years. You don't have to get a woman to do anything.
She will naturally
do it.
She'll naturally do it.
And honestly, the flip side for women, you don't have, if he's a masculine man that is not unhealthy, toxic masculinity, but somebody that he is accountable to God first.
God will build him to that capacity.
God will build him into that man. And my whole thing is, I don't want to be the one that does everything. I am exhausted doing everything.
Exactly.
I've been doing everything for many years.
But it's because it's not built in y'all to do those.
Yeah, but I'll do it because I'm not going to let my family fall apart.
Right.
So,
but it's not. It's.
But it shouldn't have ever been.
Nah. It feels uncomfortable when you do it, and the reason that it feels uncomfortable is because you wasn't intended to do those.
It was meant to be a partnership.
Exactly.
We were meant to bring things. The man was supposed to bring things into the lives of the children. The woman was supposed to bring things into the lives of the children. We come together. There are things that we both can do. The man, the father does that the mother can't do, and the things that the mother does that the father can't do.
Indeed.
And all of those things are super, super necessary. With that being said, I forgot to say it on the channel. Happy Father's Day, everyone. I already told him Happy Father's Day, but still, I forgot to acknowledge it. So happy Father's Day to my amazing, amazing fathers. That's my brother calling me. Sorry, guys. I thought I put on Do Not Disturb. Anyway, and we are still recording. So anyway, long story short, I just feel like a lot of times we are so busy trying to force each other to do things. The man's trying to get the women to do this, and the woman's trying to get the man to do that.
Absolutely. One,
you're not probably with the right person. Let's just start there.
That's the truth.
Two, you've not done the work on yourself to even know who the right person is.
Right. So the work is done within you first. Like you want a good.
God's never gonna be like, it's him over here.
When you ask God for something, He's always going to direct it strictly back to you.
Bring it right back to you.
You tell him you want a good job, he's gonna make you a good steward. You tell him you want a good wife, he's gonna make you a good husband. You tell him you want to be a pillar of your community, he's going to make you suffer to the point where you will learn true leadership. All of the things that you will ever ask will always start with you.
Always. And really, when you go and complain to God about your partner, God's gonna be like, well, you said and you did. Let me show you what you need to work on.
This is what you need to work on.
This is what you need to do.
Because I'm going to do my part with him. Or I'm going to do my part with her. You don't control
That's not your problem.
That's not your problem. What you control is what you do.
Yep. And I think
outside of that, you have no control.
And I think that's the key that we're missing. Again, if you really truly took more time as an individual to focus on your parts and the things you need to heal. And like I say it to you all the time, healing is a lifelong journey. I will forever be in therapy. I will forever do coaching. I will forever have a coach. And it's not because I'm so jacked up, but it's because I understand that it could take one moment, one instance, one situation. Traumas are not ever gone.
Indeed.
They exist for a reason.
Indeed.
And I think at any point in time in life, you can be triggered. At any point in time in life, I don't want to take for granted that, I've already dealt with the death of a child, so I don't have to deal with feeling that again. That depression will creep up out of nowhere when you think you're fine.
Indeed.
Trust me, I've lived it.
Indeed.
So I do these things on purpose, not because I want to wear it like a badge of honor. I do it because I want to be a better human. I literally want to know what it's like to live the life that God said I'm supposed to live.
Indeed.
and I have to put myself in position to do that. It's not easy. It's hard. Nobody likes looking at themselves.
Yeah, it's one of the most difficult things you can
That
ever
mirror, and
It's
especially
very
if you connect with people and your tribe, because we talked about you healing yourself, and then God brings you your tribe.
Indeed.
Your tribe is gonna also be a mirror to you,
Absolutely.
and they're gonna show you things.
Things
You be
that
like,
you
I thought
didn't
I
even
was,
think was a problem for you.
I thought I was good.
Yeah.
I thought I was
And they will,
good in this area.
They will bring out.
They will
they'll bring
challenge
out-
you, but
Exactly.
not in a bad way.
Good and bad.
Yeah.
They also teach you things that you didn't see was good about you, that they'll bring out too. Like, oh, I'm really amazing at such and such. I think, yeah.
And I still gotta keep working on this, and this. And I think that's the key. And it's about finding once you get the healing part for yourself. And I'm not saying you'll ever be perfect, but what I'm saying is you at least are aware of the areas where you're healing.
Absolutely.
Once you get to that place, then God will start to send you your tribe.
Absolutely.
And he'll start to send you the people that connect with you that will help you get to that next destination.
He works on you first. He's gonna build you inside of the situation before anything else. It's always gonna start with you.
Yep.
And I think a lot of times, and especially with us and our people, we are too influenced by the outside forces. The only time we call God's name is when things are hard. We thank him when things are good, and then we go back to what we think it should be our natural lives. We don't concern ourselves with him in every facet of our life. God, what do you think about this? What do you think
What should I do? What should I talk about? Where should I go? Should I apply for this job?
I think connection with yourself, therapy, and I think everyone should be in therapy. And I think connection with God is the three most essential things that will elevate your life. Good, bad, and indifference. You will find yourself elevated. You will find your people. Like I said, and I say this all the time, if you find out who you are and you're around the places that you like to go, you'll meet the people that you should meet. You'll meet people who are similar to you. They like the same places you like. They are in some form or fashion aligned with you.
Interested in some. I'm not saying you're going to be exactly alike, but there'll be some similarities of things that you enjoy.
Indeed.
Yeah. And honestly, that's how we met. We met in a place where we you know me, I sing my songs and then I leave.
Yeah. 2 songs and she's out.
2 songs and I'm out. But that's how we met. But the connection of just finding people in the same spaces that want to do the same work.
Indeed.
To find somebody that's doing, have coaching, just like I'm coaching, that has the same passion for men. Mine is more for women or people in general, couples. But really, I target women because I understand women trauma. That's why God allowed me to go through so many things that I've been through.
That's your place of
yeah.
That's your ministry.
That's my tribe. That's my audience.
Right.
That's the people that's the people
Things
that
that you
God
connect
called
with,
me to
yeah.
reach.
Absolutely.
People that have been divorced, or people that have, lost a child, people that have been sexually assaulted, people that were in domestic violence situations,
Absolutely.
people that have been homeless, people that have been, abused, people that have been through those things. All of those things shape you into the person that you are and lead you to your purpose.
Absolutely.
And God will connect you with the right people. You were doing podcasting for, looking at podcasting for men. And I'm like, oh my God, we need somebody out here outside of Stefan and a couple of other guys.
Stefan is dope. Stefan is
it's
amazing.
a lot of good. It's a great one.
Shout out to you,
Shout
brother.
out to Stefan. Love me some Stefan.
Stefan
I learn
dope.
from him
He's
every
very dope.
time I listen to anything he talks about. I learn
Absolutely.
something every time.
Yeah.
And his delivery is in a way where it's healthy and it's productive. It's not causing further damage to our community.
Absolutely.
And that's what I really love and respect about him.
And I think for the most part, I like those type of podcasts, and I'll piggyback off of what you just said, is because of the fact that there's a lot of them that are toxic.
Oh, whew.
I think one of the classifications they should have on licensed podcasters should be some form of therapy done for a period of time before you can get a certification to podcast, because broken people break things.
That's and spew their brokenness like a virus.
And
in the media.
If you haven't done any healing within yourself, you will resonate. with that broken podcaster talking about women ain't ish and men need to grow up, and you will see yourself gravitating to those broken people who have nothing to really productively build inside of you. And all they're going to do is keep you in the same place, doing the same things, and never growing.
Yep, exactly. And again, our focus is not to talk about the problem. Our focus is to talk about the solutions.
Indeed.
What are we doing for our community? Because it's going to take you meeting your soul tribe. We both can make an impact. He can impact the men. I can impact the women. We can impact the couples together. That's a positive relationship with a positive podcaster and a positive podcaster bringing out positive energy in our community versus all this negative, oh, men are messed up and the women ain't shit and the men ain't, they are trash, and I'm tired of hearing about it. I already know the dating pool is trash. We all know the dating pool is trash.
The majority of the problem again goes back to the fact that we don't know each other. We don't know ourselves. So we're just connecting with people that we think is meant for us, and we're not. It's not working out. That person isn't meant for you. And when I say this, I mean this.
Okay, you're looking at
what's meant for you is meant for you and will never escape you.
Yeah.
What's not will never be meant for you.